And that's exactly what's happened. 18 players have been retained by the 8 franchises involved in the 2018 edition of the IPL. We're going to take you through some of the high points and try and break it down for you so that we have a better understanding of what exactly is going on. Let's start by looking at the Chennai Super Kings. That is a franchise coming back after 2 years of suspension. The 3 players that have been retained, all familiar figures, all Indian stalwarts if you like, MS Dhoni, Suresh Raina and Ravindra Jadeja. Keep a lookout for the bottom of your screens where we talk about the price points at which they have been retained. This is exactly what was mandated in the rules. So Dhoni, Raina and Jadeja together go for 33 crore rupees. That gets deducted from the Chennai Super Kings purse. So they go into the auction with 47 crore rupees. One other thing to keep a lookout for, since all these 3 guys are capped Indian players, that completes the quota for the Chennai Super Kings of capped Indian players to retain. So their right to match card cannot now be used for a capped Indian player. So Ravichandran Ashwin, for instance, is not a player that the Chennai Super Kings can retain by using their right to match card. Let's try and understand this a little bit more. Look at the next team that's coming up. That is the Delhi Daredevils. They too have retained 3 players in their camp. You will see their names come up now. Chris Morris is in there, as is Rishabh Pant and Shreyas Iyer. Now here's the little difference between the situation with Delhi and the situation with the Chennai Super Kings. Rishabh Pant has been retained at 8 crore rupees. Chris Morris at 7.1 crore rupees. However, these 2 players from the Delhi purse will still cost Delhi 15 crores and 11 crores. So the players have agreed to a lower price point, but Delhi will still end up going into the auction with that sum reduced. Shreyas Iyer is the other one that they've brought in, obviously explosive Indian batsman, and that means that they've got a core together of players that they want to go forward with. Okay, the Kings 11 Punjab, it was always rumored that they were not interested in retaining too many players, and they've done exactly that. The only player that the Kings 11 Punjab have kept in the camp is Akshar Patel, Indian all-rounder. Now here also there's been an interesting auction strategy used, or retention strategy used if you like, because Akshar Patel has agreed to a price point of 6.75 crores. That will be his salary with the Kings 11 Punjab, but Punjab will lose 12.5 crores according to the rules, not 15 crores, because they've only retained the 1 player. So Akshar Patel, the only one, Kings 11 Punjab virtually wiping the slate clean when it comes to the IPL for next season. Now, the other interesting one is Kolkata Knight Riders. Only 2 retentions, and if you're a big Kolkata fan, big surprise is no Gautam Gambhir. He has actually not been retained, so Gautam Gambhir goes back into the auction pool. The 2 retentions are the 2 overseas players. Now here's the other interesting one. If you follow this IPL auction process, that means that the retention cap for overseas players is complete. Kolkata has only retained the 2 overseas players that they were permitted to. Now they go into the auction, perhaps using their right to match cards for some of their Indian stalwarts, such as Gautam Gambhir, such as Manish Pandey, such as Kuldeep Yadav, players of this kind which they would have settled on a price point for, and if they are able to bring them back into the camp with the right to match card, we'll have to wait and watch how that goes. Moving on, let's look at the next team, Mumbai Indians, defending champions, and it was always expected that they would retain some of their big guns. They have done exactly that. In the camp stay Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya and Jasprit Bumrah. Those are the 3 main Indian players, and much like Chennai, since all of these are capped Indian players, Mumbai now lose the right to use their right to match card for a capped Indian player. In this case, perhaps someone like Harbhajan Singh. However, they can use their right to match card for an uncapped Indian player. So maybe the Pandya brothers will still be, will still be together in the camp for the Mumbai Indians. Moving on, and this is the Rajasthan Royals. Once again, similar to the Kings 11 Punjab in that they have retained just one player, but it's a big one, a man who is one of the most celebrated cricketers in the world game right now, Steve Smith. It does appear that Smith will become captain of that franchise again, unless of course they bring Ajinkya Rahane back into the camp or several other Indian players that they had. But yet, clean slate for the Rajasthan Royals to start from. Moving on, and the Royal Challengers Bangalore have never won an IPL title, but they've been one of the more followed teams in the tournament. They've gone with a very left field pick in Sarfraz Khan, uncapped Indian player, really hasn't played much in the IPL in the last season, didn't play much, not a great domestic record, but they've paid 1.75 crores for him. The key aspect to look out for in the Royal Challengers Bangalore retention is what they've done with Virat Kohli. He becomes the most expensive player in the history of the IPL. In the case of someone like Virat Kohli, because the deal's been done at 17 crores, 17 crores will be deducted from the purse. So the higher number means that is the amount that will be deducted. So RCB have essentially said to Virat Kohli, here you are, our most expensive player, please try and get the title home, at least if you can try and arrange that for us. Right, let's look at one other team before we finish up. Sunrisers Hyderabad, and along expected lines, this pretty straightforward, David Warner and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, which means that they still retain the option of maybe keeping someone like a Rashid Khan in-house, depending on the price that he goes at as one of their overseas retentions with the right to match card, and obviously they have the choice of players such as Shikhar Dhawan. Right, so at the end of this retention process, this is where we are left with the teams. How much money do they have in the bank to go out there on that IPL auction weekend? Now, the big teams, Chennai as well as Mumbai, both of them with 47 crore rupees left. Delhi as well, all these teams have 2 right to match cards left, but as I explained earlier, they have to use it in different ways. Teams that will go in with a lot more money available to them will be Rajasthan and Punjab. Again, no surprises there because they are virtually rebuilding their teams, not having had too much success in the past. Rajasthan have won, of course, but many years ago. Kolkata as well as Hyderabad have 59 crore rupees left, and I'm pretty sure that they will try to get some of their, because they are successful teams from the past, they will try to get some of their star players back in with those right to match cards.